If your hips and low back feel locked up, stiff, and painful, you're not alone, and you're definitely not meant to be stuck like that. Most people try to fix their tight hips and end up feeling the same way months later. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that happens, the 4 movements I do every single day to help keep my hips mobile, and at the end, give you a simple plan that you can actually follow. Let's get into it. But first, here's a quick disclaimer. First, let's talk about why your hips get tight in the first place. When you sit at a desk, in a car, or even on your couch for hours on end, the front of your hips actually start to shorten over time. And unfortunately, this means that the lower back usually takes the brunt of this. When those hip muscles can't do their job properly, that's where the spine takes over, and this is where pain starts to creep in. So the first move I'm going to show you targets those deep hip flexors, and unfortunately, many people try to use a deep lunge stretch to target this area. Here's the problem. In a standard lunge, the back leg isn't fully extended, which means the deepest hip flexors never fully lengthen. So to actually reach them, you need the back leg bent behind you and your body upright. So for this exercise, set yourself up next to a wall or a sturdy surface. Place your back shin against it, knee on the ground, and bring your front foot forward into a lunge position. Now from there, slowly rise up. Find your balance, then gently drive your hips forward and slightly down. You should feel a deep, almost uncomfortable stretch running from the front of your hip all the way up into your lower abdomen. Now that's exactly where you want it. We want to hold this for 5 seconds, ease off slightly, then press back in. Let's repeat that rhythm for about 90 seconds per side. And that's exercise number 1, deep hip flexors unlocked. The second exercise is restoring a movement that unfortunately most adults have lost completely, the ability to fully flex at the hip. Now this matters more than most people realize because every time you bend down to pick up something, whether it's groceries, your kids, or even something off the ground, your lower back compensates if your hips can't fully flex forward. This constant extra stress and strain on the low back is often the root cause of chronic pain. So this exercise, the deep squat, eventually fixes this. And this is one of the most natural movements that the body was ultimately built for. So for this exercise, we want to stand with our feet slightly wider than hip width, toes angled out slightly. Now from here, we want to slowly lower ourselves down, pushing our knees a little bit out as we go. If you feel like your heels want to come up, prop them up on a rolled mat. If you need some balance, feel free to hold on to a door frame or use a light weight out in front of you to balance yourself out. Once you're in the bottom position here or as far as you can go, we want to focus on 3 things. Our knees need to track out over our toes. We want our chest to be as tall as possible, and we want to gently brace our core muscles. Now, when we're at our lowest point, we want to stay there for about 30 seconds. And once we've done this, we want to come up, rest, and we can repeat this 2 to 3 times. Now, over time, you'll feel a release, not just in the hips, but in your whole lower body. Now we get to the part where, unfortunately, most hip routines completely miss this movement, and that is hip rotation. Your hip is a ball and socket joint, and so it is designed to rotate. But when that rotation is limited either by tight muscles or just lack of use over time, it eventually causes stiffness and pain. Now there's 2 different directions of rotation. One is called external rotation and the other one is called internal rotation. We're going to train both with this movement. These 2 movements together are what actually made my hips feel normal again. So for training external rotation, we're going to use something called the 90-90 position. And if you've never done this movement before, fair warning, your hips are going to have a bit of a conversation with you. So for this exercise, we want to sit on the floor and position both legs as close to 90-degree angles from each other as much as possible. We want to have one leg in front and one behind, and both knees should be roughly at right angles to your hips. So once we're here, we want to sit as tall as we can, then slowly hinge forward over our front leg, keeping our back straight. Don't round our back and don't collapse. Let the stretch come from the hip, not the spine. Now, here's a technique to make it go even deeper. Once you hit your end range, press your front knee gently into the floor about half effort for about 5 seconds. Then completely relax and lean a little bit further the next time. This tricks your nervous system into unlocking some range that stretching alone just can't accomplish. Now, do that press and release cycle 3 or 4 times per side, spending about 90 seconds total on each. All right, last one, and this is the movement that a lot of people don't even know that they're lacking, and that is internal hip rotation. Limited internal rotation isn't just a flexibility issue, it's one of the main root causes of hip, knee, and low back pain. When our hips aren't moving properly, everything above and below it begins to pay the price. So for this exercise, we want to sit on the floor, lean back slightly on our hands, and position our legs wider than hip width with our knees bent. From there, let both knees slowly fall to one side, trying to get them as close to the floor as possible. Then bring them back through the center and let them fall to the other side. Now, it's important that we move slowly. This isn't about speed, it's about working through our full available range. If one side is significantly tighter, don't worry, just spend a little more time there. Now, if you need to, lift one hand and rotate your upper body slightly with the movement. It reduces the demand just enough to let you access better range. 2 minutes of this, controlled and intentional, is enough to start changing how your hips move. All right, so here's how to actually use these 4 movements. The goal is simple. You want to train all 4 directions your hip naturally moves: extension, flexion, external rotation, and internal rotation. Do that consistently and your hips won't just feel better, they'll actually move better. So here's the starting plan. We have our wall hip stretch. We want to do that 90 seconds per side every day. We have our deep squat hold. We'll do that for 30 seconds, 3 rounds every day as well. We have our 90-90 hip opener, which is 90 seconds per side every single day. And lastly, we have our floor windshield wipers. We'll do these for 2 minutes daily. The total time it takes, about 10 minutes. Morning, evening, before workout, it doesn't really matter when you do it, it just matters that you do it. Give this routine a shot for 2 weeks, not one day, not a couple of days, for a solid 2 weeks. And if you are consistent with this, I know that you will see great results. Now, if you want another video to go over some more mobility movements, especially that help the low back, the hips, and the knees, check out this video right here where we go over even more routines to help keep you mobile and moving for life. And if this video helped you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback and hear how you are making progress in your health journeys. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to take care of your hips and remember to always stay moving. Thanks.